Everybody, it's Rich from NewsRadio WRVA. We are experimenting, first time ever. We're going to go live here on Richmond's Morning News here on Instagram. So, comment if you want, give me a thumbs up. Not sure, but first time we're going to do it. So, as you can hear right now, Gary's finishing up his newscast, and we'll jump in here. First thing we're going to do is our Richmond's Morning News Brief. So, as you can see, I've kind of got an outline of what we're going to talk about on our Richmond's Morning News Brief. The stories are WBC. Oh, wait a minute. Here's Gary. So let's get ready to go, you and me. All right? Here we go. Coming back. You can hear the music playing. I'll hit the button, and then we'll start going. So hope you enjoy taking a behind-the-scenes look at what we do here on News Radio WRVA. Dave, ready to go? Here we go. Hey, good morning, everybody. 8:03 here on Richmond's Morning News on News Radio WRVA. My name is Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for joining us on the Voice of Virginia, News Radio WRVA. Coming up this hour, we'll have Richmond's Morning News Brief for you. We'll check traffic and weather here in just a bit. And then we're going to check in. Big festival going on this weekend. Might have nice weather on Sunday, maybe a little bit of rain on Saturday, but Churchill's a big St. Patrick's Day festival is coming on, so we'll talk with one of the organizers for that coming up in the program, and we'll check in on whose basketball they get going tomorrow in March Madness. We'll talk a little UVA basketball for you this morning here on Richmond's Morning News. We also want to welcome everybody joining us on Instagram. So we're experimenting with live streaming portions of the show on Instagram. We're using my Instagram handle, WRVA Rich, to watch our live stream this morning of Richmond's Morning News. So with that being said, Super Dave is behind the glass over there, ready to go. Gary just got done doing his update. And for those of you on Instagram, there's Super Dave on the other side of the glass as he turns his head. He doesn't want to be on the camera. Oh, you gonna wave at everybody? All right, look, there's Dave waving at you. And now I will put you down, and we will get to Richmond's Morning News Brief. Here's 5 things you need to know this morning as you get going here at 8:04 this morning on News Radio WRVA. Number 1, stayed up late last night, and I wanted the U.S. to win, but unfortunately, it's Venezuela who win the gold medal at the World Baseball Classic. So now I turn off the mic, you can hear.
The United States down to its last strike.
Down to its last strike. I stayed up all night for that. All right, so Venezuela wins the WBC. Great tournament. The atmosphere electric. It sounded like a Venezuelan home game. In fact, U.S. was down 2-0 for most of the game. 8th inning, Bryce Harper comes up, and he hits this bomb that gets the USA crowd going last night in Miami. It was a shot for the ages. Take a listen. Now Dave will play the Bryce Harper home run. Hi, everybody who's watching from the studios of News Radio WRVA. I thought Bryce Harper's bomb was going to have the U.S. propelled to victory. I was going to sing Freebird, but alas, Venezuela wins the WBC. It was awesome. It truly was. All right, second big story we're working on this morning on Richmond's Morning News. Just had a debate about this. The SAVE Act, which is going through a battle right now in Washington, D.C. That's our second big story of the day.
Number 2.
You should have to demonstrate.
So now we're playing a little Ted Cruz soundbite.
To vote. That ought to be simple. That ought to be basic. And number 2, you should have to show a photo ID to actually vote.
It's that simple. Shouldn't I have to show an ID to vote? I got to show one to so many different things. Go into a bar. I got to show one when I go to the bank. I got to show one when I fly in an airplane. Why is it so difficult? Why are you saying it's impossible for people to have to show an ID when it comes to voting, registering? It makes no sense, does it? Unless there's something else going on. What are you not telling us, Democrats? Why is it that I have to have an ID to fly to get through TSA, which, by the way, you're not funding right now, but I don't have to have one to show up and vote? Logic tells me there might be something else going on. We'll see. That debate continues in Washington, D.C. as John Thune trying to get this through the Senate to send to the president's desk. We'll see where that ends up. I know there's going to be legal fights to this. It's going to go back to the Supreme Court. This one's far from being over. All right, next big story we're talking about. How many scam calls or text messages do you get a day? The Commonwealth Attorney and local police are warning about one that's going through Central Virginia right now. That's our third big story of the day.
Number 3.
Today I'm going to show you some of the annoying
Now a little
scam
bit of
texts
audio.
I've been getting lately. The same kind that you
So
probably
Dave's
been
over
getting.
there.
And then I'll reveal who's behind
There's
them.
Dave
and maybe
playing all the
teach them a
sound.
lesson for trying to steal from all of us.
Oh, look, he
These scam
smiled. He
calls
never
look ridiculous
smiles at
on
me.
the surface, but they're no joke. Real people end up tangled in them, committing
Right, here we go.
crimes like money laundering without even realizing.
How many people get hit up by text messages? I actually have two phones. One, because my original phone that I've had forever, I get text messages, I get scam calls all the time. So my big question is, hey, federal government, this is a 100 to 0. 100% of the American people, I would imagine, I hope, are against scamming. Text messages, calls. How about doing something about that in D.C.? You want one issue everybody can get behind? Stop the scam calls and the scam text messaging. Seems pretty easy, but there's a scam going on right now. Be aware that you're going to get a text message that looks official from the court saying that you ran a toll and you need to pay this right away. There's a QR code. Do not touch that QR code. Do not respond. It is a scam. Local police, Commonwealth Attorney have said publicly that if you have a violation for going over the bridge without paying the toll, they do not send you a text message. Don't fall for those scammers. I have one better. Here's what I think we should do. You get caught scamming, you get 10 years of hard labor making big rocks into little rocks. That would stop it pretty quick. But then again, I don't know anybody really cares except for the people that get scammed about the people that bother us with the scam text messages. It makes me so upset. All right, next one. This is a good story. I saw this, and Super Dave brought this up to me as well. Do you remember the gold medal winning shot by Team USA? So what happened to the puck? Do you remember this shot that was heard around the world as the USA won the gold at the Olympics just a little while ago? So now he'll play the highlight. Here's Jack Hughes scoring the game-winning goal. Hi, guys. Jack Hughes wins it. The golden goal for the United States. All right, that was the game-winning goal for the Olympics. The crowd went wild. America went wild. We are so proud. Let Freebird play wherever. But last night on TNT, they asked, hey, Jack, where's the puck? He said, I don't know. Take a listen.
I want to know, where's the puck? Did somebody get that puck?
More Diet Coke this morning?
I know who doesn't have it is me.
It's not my regular cup. I forgot my regular cup at home. So who's got the puck? Well, it turns out it was quote unquote, and now I don't feel bad because I'm doing the air quotes, but since we're live streaming at WRVA Rich on Instagram, I actually have somebody looking at me as I do the quotes. Those are annoying when people do it when you're having a conversation. Quote unquote. Anyway, it was donated to the Hockey Hall of Fame in Canada. Jack Hughes said, I didn't donate it. Somebody grabbed it, sent it to the Hockey Hall of Fame. The two gold medal winning pucks from the men's team and the women's team are on display at the Hockey Hall of Fame. I believe it's in Toronto. But he goes, no, I want that back. That's my puck. And he's right. If he wants to donate it and lend it to them, loan it to them, that's one thing. But for them just to grab it up and take it is something else. He said, I want to give it to my dad. So we'll see whether they will give him the ownership of the puck and he maybe lets him display it for a while. But I think it's pretty cool. If I had something like that, I totally want to give that puck to my dad just to thank him for everything he did. The coolest thing I've ever done, Super Dave, I got a talk about the ring I have. I'm very proud of that. But they let us buy an organizational ring, a little bit smaller than the one that I have. I got the one the players have from the World Series. I gave that to my dad. And it was the coolest moment ever. I go, Dad, I got something for you. And he was just speechless. He wore it around. He didn't wear it a lot, but it just meant a lot to him. It meant a lot to me. I think Jack Hughes should get the puck and be able to give it to his dad. That would be pretty cool. All right, finally, fifth story of the day. Today is Dave Ayler's, Super Dave Ayler's favorite day of the year. It is Sloppy Joe Day.
Number 5.
Dave hates Sloppy Joes. Take a listen. I'm waving to everybody on Instagram. WRVA Rich, if you want to watch this. Super Dave, what do you think of Sloppy Joes?
I try not to think of them at all.
They're so delicious when you were a kid and they served it at school.
Oh, no, that was a terrible day.
Okay, best school lunch as a kid.
Pizza. It's hard to screw up pizza.
Pizza and tater tots were my favorites. They used to serve like a hamburger, but it wasn't real hamburger.
Was it horse meat or something?
Nah, it was like soy burgers. It was gross.
Hamburgers too, and then it was kind of mealy.
Yeah, yes, that's the one that I'm talking about. It wasn't great. It was never hot. Now I feel bad though, because my wife's neighbors next door, she was a lunch lady, so I never make fun of lunch ladies because Mrs. Mazzetti is just the best. So I'm not. This isn't a beat up on lunch ladies, by the way.
See the food that the kids get now?
Yeah.
So really, really good food. The stuff that we got was like I said, was a horse meat or something.
But what do you expect? You paid 35 cents for your school lunch back in the 1980s, right?
Yeah. But that's why the pizza was the only thing that was edible.
Exactly. So today's Sloppy Joe Day. Super Dave hates Sloppy Joes. So we're asking you this morning on the James River Air text line, 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140. What's the one thing your parents used to feed you as a kid that you found incredibly repulsive and disgusting? Now, of course, my mom would say, wear it or eat it. Or she'd say something like that. You don't want it? Then get out of here. My mother-in-law used to say, I'm not a short order cook. My mom would say, eat it or wear it, your choice. It's funny how we would order our moms around. Oh, I don't want that. Can't you make something else? And our parents would just turn around almost backhand us. Now, I see people ordering at restaurants and the kids are like, yeah, I don't want that, and I don't want that, and I don't want that, and I don't want that. Or you go to someone else's house, the adults eat one thing and the kids will eat chicken nuggets. Oh, she doesn't like eating real adult food, so we just give her chicken nuggets. You eat what's on the plate and everybody else has it too.
Sloppy Joes. I go, you got the meat right there.
Dave
It's
saying,
not like you had to go out of your way.
no, that's true. It could have been a hamburger. But I think the reason you did Sloppy Joes, people are going manwiches as well. I think that it's like Hamburger Helper. It made the half pound of ground beef go further to feed your family.
Oh, I know why we ate it, but just make me a hamburger instead of. It's not like you were making Sloppy Joes and I wanted pizza. Then I can understand. No, you already had the ground meat was just sitting there.
Could you imagine if you asked your parents, hey, for lunch, I'd like you to send me a bento box?
What's that?
It's like a little wooden box with like sushi and stuff in it.
Oh, no, that's not happening.
Oh, no. I told you, Rigney went to the bougiest high school ever in La Jolla, California. It was bougie. And you'd see these kids, and they'd bring sushi and bento boxes. It was something else. All right, so tell me, what's the one thing as a kid that you were forced to eat out of school or the family that you refused to eat now you'll never touch again? Mine is fish sticks. Dave's is Sloppy Joe's. What's yours? 833-804-1140. All right, that's going to do it for Richmond's Morning News Brief. Thank you to everybody who joined us for the experiment here on Instagram. Appreciate you all very much. Again, you guys know the number 833-804-1140 to join us here on the program. And let's see, what else am I going to tell everybody? I think